Okay, I apologize if this is all over the place, but I've been trying to film this since 12, 12:30, and it's 1:38 right now. So, I wrote it down because I wrote notes, and then I wanted to say all this stuff, and then basically I did a voice memo thing, and then I'm just gonna read the voice memo thing, even though it's like kind of weird. I'm gonna try and figure out what I said. Okay, let's see. And of course it boxes. Okay, I don't want this. This is exactly what I wrote, so I'm just reading this verbatim. Okay, I don't want this to turn into some kind of 30-minute diatribe on myself, but I felt compelled to make a video after watching James Ransone's Christmas letter video. I'm gonna make a video because in my mind I have this personal connection to James because we have been through the similar circumstances, and we live with the same disease. I fully disclaim right now that while I do fully believe that in my mind, I also recognize that that is just a symptom of my disease, and it is not valid at all. And it is not true in any kind of way. So, just saying that right up front. I just wanted to let him know that he was not the only one that felt like that, as he did the same for me. Oh, he made me feel like I wasn't the only one that felt that way. I don't know if he thinks that he's the only one that feels that way, but this whole thing is trying to say that, hey, other people feel that way too, which he probably knows, but whatever. Okay, he talks a lot about having an off switch, and when he loves something, he fully loves it. There's no half-ass way about it. He's either all or nothing, and he becomes obsessed with the thing he loves. The ironic thing about that is that's what I'm personally currently going through with him. Luckily, I am in some sort of recovery mode, and I know these behaviors and patterns, and I know how to identify them, and I know how to correct my thinking, so it's not as bad with him as it has been with other things and celebrities and people. It's been bad. So I recognize that that is not a healthy thing, and I've really worked on it, and I've tried not to be totally obsessed with him, but it's kind of not working. Ergo this video. So, but I'm trying really hard. But I am personally very glad to know that my brain is not the only brain that thinks that way. Because when he said that, then I was like, that's awesome. I'm glad that somebody else feels that way. Like you said like exactly what I thought, what I feel. And that's really what set me off about this, honestly. Okay, anyway. Secondly, on my notes, I have guns, God, family, fights. Oh, okay. I was raised much like James believed. I don't know if he was raised the same way to believe that he didn't really say why he thought the way he did, but I was raised to believe in the government and guns, and pretty much the way that he said he used to pick on him, and I've followed it blindly. Okay, well, most of that made sense, but used to pick on him? Anyway, I used to follow that blindly. I used to believe in, well, I was raised to believe in the government and guns, and just to give you a perspective, I live in Texas. I live in Dallas. I was raised by a very conservative family, Bush voting. My parents now vote for Trump, so yeah, that's the background I'm coming from. I did not. I'm throwing it out there. I did not. But that's the background I'm coming from. I just want to say. Also, another thing that hit me was thinking so strongly about something that you would get into fights with other people. He said that he got into fights being obsessed with the government or whatever. Mine wasn't necessarily government conspiracies or stuff like that, but at one point it was governmental, or it was political. Governmental? It was political, and I'm just going to throw it out there. It was during the Trump elections when I still kind of believed in... Well, I didn't believe in it, but I was like, you know, people are freaking out, and, like, it's just not that big of a deal. Like, the president only has a certain amount of power, and I just don't think that... I thought that people were, like, really blowing it out of proportion and really being dramatic about it. But apparently stuff that I said back then, I would not say now. Like, and I'm not going to get into it, but I would not say the things that I said back then because I pissed a lot of people off, and I'm going off my notes. So, anyway, I said a lot of things I probably can't ever take back, and I lost a lot of friends over it, basically. So I get how that is. Okay, thirdly, it says no life-changing moment. I think I meant I haven't had that See, I'm reading these notes exactly like I took them, like I said them. And I was reading my notes on so I'm reading notes of notes. So that's what this is. Life-changing moment that gave me an epiphany. Oh, because he said he had a life-changing moment that made him make this video, I think. I haven't had that. And then I said, oh, wait, except for this video. That was kind of my life-changing moment. But it wasn't life-changing, but it did make me make this, so. And it made me reconsider stuff I thought, so. Life-changing, thought-changing, whatever. Like I said, I was scrolling down notes for everything you said because I'm awesome, weird like that. Oh, basically, I just wrote down notes for every single thing that James said. I just wrote it all down because I'm awesome, weird like that, apparently. Oh, I don't know if this is pertaining relevant. Oh, I don't know if this is relevant or not, or stepping over the line into personal things, but the guy that he was talking about that went to war and was messed up from it is personally, I think, Ray from Generation Kill, like the actual dude, but I don't want to speculate anything, so moving on. Let's just forget I said that. Just wanted to throw that in there. Don't take that verbatim, and that's not what he said, and that's not probably true. That was my thought, that was my speculation, that was my thought out loud. Anyway, my child like that, but it wasn't his fault. What violence? Oh yeah, this is verbatim what I'm reading. I'm just reading these notes. Wasn't his fault. Oh, James, it wasn't your fault that you used violence against other people. Well, I mean, it was your fault at the time, but you should be forgiven about it, because we want to all change something about our lives, especially in our 20s. Like, yeah, we all want to, like, go back and change some shit, and we should all be forgiven for shit we did in our 20s. I'm just saying. Can we all do that? You are not a weak man, not a coward. Sorry, I had to pause it. You're not a weak man, not a coward for not wanting to kill somebody. You deserve happiness and forgiveness. Oh, he said that he didn't want to shoot somebody who was attacking him or his family. He didn't know if that made him a weak person or less of a man, and it doesn't. Anyway. Okay, a lot of this is just about James, so it's not really about me. So I guess this is just a reply to that video, basically. It's supposed to be more about me, but... Oh, okay. So collecting victims through mob, scapegoat, irony, innocent. That's literally what I wrote down. Collecting victims, victim, thoughts, mob, scapegoat, irony, innocent. These are the notes that I scribbled down. But okay, when he was talking about collecting victims, like talking to other people who believe the same way, could turn into a mob mentality. The same thing goes with people. He was going through something. What? Same thing goes. He was going through something that you're going through. Okay, I couldn't really decipher my notes. But I think it's the way it could turn into a mob mentality is the same things same way for addiction or alcoholism. When you're around other people, it's easy to play the victim, other people with addictions and people like you and people that think the same way. Victims to When you're around that, it's easy to play the victim and be victims to each other and just blame each other and bask in the hatred of each other. And it's really hard to get out of that mindset and those people around you, so don't do that. So basically, like he was saying that he got around all these people that hated the government or conspiracies against the government or whatever, and it was just like fusing all this crap. It's the same goes for being around people that are dealing with addiction or are still in the middle of addiction or just in that bad place. Being around that really fuels your own sadness and your own misery, and it deters you from wanting to get better. So don't do that. That's my little diatribe. Don't do that. The irony of the scapegoat thing in the mob thing was that I think the whole conspiracy Twitter bullshit thing against James is some kind of agenda that certain kinds of people have that's gonna get me in trouble, but have to want to throw James under the bus for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe because he's one of the few celebrities that really lays everything out there and he's candid and uncensored, mostly because he was virtually unknown for the past 20 years and didn't really think about that much. But nobody really thinks about that. Nobody really, everybody's just like, well, he should have known. But when you're like 20 years old and you're on stuff that he was on, you're not exactly thinking, hey, what 20 years later from now, teens and people on Twitter are gonna find this and hold it against me. Like he said, he didn't even think he was gonna live till 30, so he probably thought, fuck. Which I also get. You don't think that people are gonna read it? I didn't think the stuff I said was gonna get dragged up. Night, love you, sister. Yeah. So I think that mob mentality that he's talking about is also a mob mentality that's forming on Twitter, and the internet is using him as a scapegoat for this crap, but it's bullshit, and I'm hoping that the video that he made is showing that he's not playing the victim, and he knows that that's what's going on and it's not affecting him, so that he knows that people are just trying to stir up bullshit and he's not letting it affect him. I hope that's what that means. Now, unfortunately, for the way my brain works, is like, see, we're going to circle back to me now. Like I said, I can't turn off my brain off of something or someone once I start loving them, and loving is the word, because it's not like when you love, it's not like, it's not like someone. It's never like, I like this. It's never that. It's love. When you love something, when you love something as an addict, in your mind, you don't love it. You obsess over it. Nothing else matters. And on top of that, my own personal view, my own personal tell, I want to protect that thing or person that I like. So I project my own feelings and thoughts on the other person. So every time people go after James, I take offense to it, even though it's not necessarily the same people. We're not necessarily the same people. and it's not the same situation, and I'm sure he's a big boy and he wouldn't react to it that way, but I feel like he should, which is weird and not his fault. It's not. It's just me. And also, as an addict, you want to, like I said, with the mob mentality, want to have other people that think like you, that understand you, that can potentially dwell with you in it. Things that you have gone through, which it's not, like I said, not necessarily healthy at all. But like I said, I'm still in the recovery stage. Oh, so it's like, I personally like want to be like, oh yeah, totally, let's talk about the shit that we've gone through, and let's dwell on that, and let's connect like that. But like, that's not healthy at all. But I am working on it. James has been sober for 10 years. I believe it is 10 years. And I've only been completely sober for a year and a half. So I'm a baby sober. So I'm working on it, and my mental health is way better than I was, but it's still getting there. And honestly, James has been a huge part of getting me closer to where I want to be. I don't know necessarily if he wants that responsibility of that, so I don't want to put that on him. But I just wanted to put it out there. I don't expect him to heal me. He just has inadvertently helped heal me. If that makes sense. I don't want to put it on James that, like, it's not his job for me to stay sober. It has helped a lot. And, yeah. So, that was the purpose of this video, really. But I also know, well, I don't know, but potentially I know how he is, and I don't want him to feel that kind of responsibility, so I'm not putting it on you. I just wanted to let you know that it's awesome and good. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Okay, that's all the notes I have, except for the bottom part says suicide note, which I guess pertains to when he was talking to his son. It really sounded like he was going to kill himself after filming it at all, which really freaked me out. So please don't do that, James, which obviously you're not going to do because you laid out all that crap and tell your life-changing. And anyway, it was stupid. I'm just reading what I said on here. I'm really just reading it verbatim. And I wrote this out so I wouldn't have to, like, ramble, and I'm rambling anyway in the notes, and I'm reading them, so I don't know what the point of writing it down was. I just wanted to say, I don't know if the video made any sense or mattered to James or anyone, but if you felt strongly about the video, or if you need to talk or want to talk about stuff I said in here, please do. If not, sorry, I wasted your time, but personally, I'm glad I got it off my chest. So that was that. I guess, yeah. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I didn't write it down. So it's not gonna be said. Thank you to Rambling Felice, who took 30 minutes to write that. Now it came out of that. So, yeah. That's basically all I wanted to say. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy. Bye.